Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming back to Deb Chanel's 40th World, where we do recaps, reviews, and just talk about some of everything on my channel. Okay, it seems like Kandi Burruss was stopped by one of the TMZ reporters at LAX airport, where I guess she was coming from or at in LA, but she was trying to come home to Atlanta. And they bumped into her and wanted to give her some time to talk about Portia. And the one thing she should have did was kept on walking. You know, like most celebrities that just don't have time, that don't want to be in no more back and forth arguments and putting stuff out on social media, because that's pretty much what TMZ is, a platform for gossip. They go in and ask her about the whole thing, about the fight they had that everyone saw, whoever watches reality TV shows such as The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Candy can't wait to get her talk on. I'm like, can you go somewhere and sit your ass down? Just sit down, be a mother, stay out of the public eye, especially with spreading your own truth about what really happened between you, Portia, and Todd behind closed doors. I mean, it's always your story, her story, and then the story that lies in the middle, which is the truth. Both of y'all feel embellished a lot, but where there's smoke, there's fire. And I don't care how many people come and take over you, Candy. You may not have a sex dungeon, but I'm sure you have a room where everything goes and then some. Okay? We know Portia ain't too bright about giving us the real tea, just like she thought there was an actual train when we had called it the Underground Railroad. So we know she's kind of challenged in some ways, but she may can't express to us in the ways that we will understand what she's talking about. But maybe it's a room somewhere in your house where you keep your bedroom candy stuff. Because we already know you got that stuff that looks like chocolate paste that you can lift off some people's bodies. You know what I'm saying? Have fun with that. You showed that on TV. Then you had the handcuffs things going on. So who wouldn't think that you might have whips and chains and all that things that, ring when it's time to get the party and things started? You know what I'm saying? Because you do hang out with a lot of freaky people. I'm just saying. Rashida for one. Toya Wright for another. Tiny, she get down in the freaky dicky stuff, okay? And swimming in the women's pool. So I'm like, why are you just wanting to continue to be in the spotlight roasting Portia every chance you get? Oh, she talked about the LGBT community. Who don't talk about the LGBT community? It's a daily subject if you're in the Christian world and you're prophesying or you're talking about how the Bible is totally against homosexuality. I mean, it's out there every day for anybody to partake of. So you ain't telling nothing nobody new. Everybody has been a hypocrite in one form or fashion in their lifetime. I mean, everybody have past. But you just keep wanting to be relevant, whether it's bad news being reported on you or good news. I'm tired of seeing you. I mean, if you're talking about Beirut canned or you talking about getting your things in order where you making more coin, this, that, and that. But I'm like, baby, all publicity is not good publicity, especially when you have a family. You have Riley, you have a son that's growing up. All this mess is going to be on documented tapes that they can just pull at their leisure or their friends can pull at their leisure. I mean, I'm just ready for you to get off the show personally and go on into your business adventures and go on and do better things that is less exposure where you can act a fool like you've definitely been acting a fool lately. But with that said, let's go on and get into the interview with exclusive interview that you pretty much had with TMZ, telling your truth, which is your side of the speculation. So what's going on between what is it, Portia licking your cat, you liking it, and she kissed you and all like this. I mean, you talking about a kid. I mean, it just goes on and on what you can. I'm like, I'm tired of that storyline. Give me something else. But the Portia beating a dead horse scenario, talking about, it just is what it is. Let's just dry it up. Find something else to talk about Portia. Maybe this home she just bought that could she truly afford? Cause it's gorgeous. It beats out your house. I can tell you that much. But that's just my preference. That's just my sidebar. So again, let's go get into the article that TMZ published on you and Porsha and what you had to say at the LAX airport. They published it on February 23rd at 10:18 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, it goes on to read, Kandi Burruss isn't going to lay down for Porsha Williams attacking her over her sexuality. And in fact, says Porsha's throwing stones from her own lesbian glass house. So I'm like, okay, if Porsha is a lesbian, and you admitted to having a tongue kissing session with her. So does that make you a lesbian too, Kandi? I mean, you're calling the pot kettle black. You know how the whole saying goes. But aren't you doing the same thing? Or are you bisexual? Because you like men too, but I think Portia likes men also. So wouldn't that just make you both bisexual? But anyway, moving on from there, we have that they're continuing to write. Kandi was at LAX when we asked her about last week's bombshell on the Real Housewives of Atlanta episode. Portia accused her of having a long term lesbian relationship, and she revealed Portia had hit on her in the past. Okay, but Kandi Burruss says the real crime here is the infamous video of Portia condemning gays years ago during a church sermon. As she sees it, Portia's guilty of some serious hypocrisy, and she owes the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, I don't know what the Q stands for, community an apology. Okay, so I'm like, if she does, you do too, Kandi, because you're trying to actually say that you're not a lesbian. It's like, okay, I have done it with one person. Then you go and say, I've only had one experience where me and my husband brought a female in our bedroom and we did the do. I mean, all this one and one and one situation scenarios going on. Just put yourself, you out there too. Put your own self, throw your own dirt out there. Let people take what do you call a bite out or two of it and see what it tastes like to them, and then just be done with it. You can only specify what you know about yourself. You don't pick up stones and keep throwing stones at the same person when you already done somewhat buried her already, but you keep going dredging stuff up and up. I'm like, could you be what do you call it, a scorned lover? That she outed you and pretty much outed herself because she outed you. You knew you were gonna come back with some get go or some get back. So you did that. So I'm like, are you just mad because she said she don't like short, stubby people? I mean, you were just getting too livid and too out, wanting to shut her up when you should have been trying to get on Phaedra. I mean, as you say, you didn't find out that Phaedra was doing all this back talking to after the end. But I'm like, you knew Phaedra. You knew y'all weren't talking a long time ago. You knew what made y'all stop talking. Could it have ever clicked in your mind that Phaedra was behind some of this scenario, some of this shit talking that was going on? But I ain't see you blow up on Phaedra. And Phaedra's an A spoon coon who knew a lot about you because she introduced you to Tower. And I'm sure you and her had conversations about what you and Todd like or what he liked, what you were trying to get him to get into, that you had been known to what do you call it? Uh, what do you call it? Lack of a better word, swimming in yourself, what you had a privy to of being a part of, like the swingers community, swiping out. You know, I'm just saying, you pretty much got around yourself. So I'm like, stop throwing stones at Portia. Pick another person to attack. I'm waiting on you to jump on Phaedra. Not physically, but I'm waiting for you to drop T on her. Because that's what a tea started would be. And all what y'all do. Because we already know Phaedra is a free. She's a church Bible toting comedian herself. She can get in the spiritual world and she can get in the ratchet world. Then she can just go on down and get into the satanic world. But that's what all y'all looking like. Y'all all look like y'all going to hell, pretty much. Because you just do too much. And then you want to, like, hide your hands after you throw your stones. I'm like, If you in the shit, you in the shit. Just say this is what you do all day, every day, and have a closed session about it. But just getting on Porsha, getting on Porsha is getting kind of old. Pick a new target. I say go for Phaedra. Okay, let's see what you can get up and throw out on her. And maybe she'll flip some script on you. Because I know you ain't that clean either, honey. I know you ain't. Woo! Anyway, that was my take, y'all, on what TMZ had to have a private conversation with Kandi. She couldn't wait to get in front of the cameras and downgrade Porsha a little further. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times you gonna be the dead horse, honey? How many times? Anyway, y'all, enjoy my presentation. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think about Kandi constantly being on camera instead of just walking away. So I don't have no more comments about it. I think we covered it enough. No, she's an attention-seeking whore who wants basically the spotlight. I'm like, how much of a spotlight do you want shone on yourself where you're not looking in a good light, especially when it comes to Riley and your baby boy Ace growing up? Or better yet, your family looking at you like, what did your mom? Well, we ain't gonna talk about Mama Joyce because we know she can get ratchet too, and she be talking about what's in the streets and this, that, and third. But your other friends and family, your cousins, what are they thinking about you doing all this stuff? Anyway, blessings.